prosigo. Vamos por fruta. Sí, les explicaba, lo puse en la descripción, pero yo tenía unos comentarios tan chistosos, tan buenos. La primera historia de Sonic, esta vez me quedaba con intriga, drama, con todo. Así que decidí hacerlo para esta misión. A ver qué nos dice Yanfei.
Welcome everyone to the Masterful Chef's Final. At the appointment of this organizing committee, I am your host and officiator, Yanfei.
Soy su anfitriona, Yanfei.
Hey, Yanfei's here too!
Todos están aquí.
This event is brought to you by the Liyue Qixing in collaboration with a number of participating enterprises. The competition is divided into the selections phase and the finals. We saw many contestants from all over Liyue in the selections process, and all of them were outstanding chefs in their own right. Of those, the 2 strongest participants were put through to today's finals.
Ya ni me acuerdo de Dragon Ball, hace mucho que no he visto. Donde mágicamente
in just a few short moments, the finals will take place right here before your very eyes. As the officiator, it is my honor and privilege to represent next. Please allow me to introduce the judges. There will be a select panel and an audience panel. The 3 members of the select panel are the Tianquan, Lady Ningguang, the Yuheng, Lady, and last but not least, gourmet connoisseur, Uncle Tian.
Creo que un día me votaron de tu restaurante, no sé, lo volveré a quemar.
In addition to these 3, 10 judges will be chosen from among the audience to sample our contestants' dishes and cast their vote. That makes a total of 13 judges, with 13 votes between them. Each judge will vote for their preferred finalist, and the one who receives the most votes will be today's winner.
Tanto poder en el pueblo, mira, los más grandes solo tienen un tercio del poder.
It's all so exciting!
Un cuarto,
and
casi
now,
un cuarto.
please join me in welcoming our 2 contestants into the arena. Come on out! To my left, a competition favorite down from Dihua. Life's harsh when you live on a marsh, but this kitchen ace will put a smile on your face. Please welcome Smiley Yanchao.
Hi, everyone.
Whoa, Yanchao made it into the finals too. But what's up with him?
Bueno, no es que haya muchas personas que digamos.
Chin up, shoulders back. Everyone from the inn is super proud of you.
Del peor de avergonzar.
Oh.
And to my right, a stalwart of Liyue Harbor culinary scene, a little feisty with a whole lot of spicy. Give it up for Xiangling! And her mysterious assistant, who knows who?
Nosotros fuimos ese estudiante alguna vez.
It's Guava. Hey everybody, I'll do my best.
Bien, al menos ella no tiene
Contestants, please repeat after me.
Como
As a finalist in Masterful Chefs, I solemnly swear to commit my...
As a finalist in Masterful Chefs,
Sí, no necesitamos escucharlo otra vez.
And I, for my part, promise to uphold the principles of fairness. Now, I will hand things over to the select panel judge, Ningguang, for the announcement of today's theme.
Su diseño para mí de Yanfei es la mejor, pero lo que más le arruina, o sea, su diseño es lo mejor que hay en cuestión de estética, pero sus ataques, su personalidad, eso... Yo creo que el diseño no iba acorde a la personalidad. Porque parece un bufón de Yanfei, parece un bufón del rey. Pero en realidad es como alguien de asesoría legal, así que es un poco raro. Pero la palabra ninguna.
Thank you all for being here today at the Masterful Chef's Finals. I am the Tianquan Ningguang.
Creo que sí debería cambiarle a japonés para ella porque...
The organizers have chosen the theme for today's event. And that theme is...
Of Earth and Waterborn. Just like the Feast of Bounteous Land. It really captures the spirit of this year's Moon Chase Festival. It's like surf and turf, but the deep and meaningful version.
Increíble.
The rules are simple. The one who receives the most votes wins. Well then, I look forward to...
Contestants will have 1 hour of cooking time available and may only use ingredients provided by the organizers in their dishes. I trust this is no problem. Okay, without further ado, let the cooking commence. Begin!
Estos niños de aquí están saltando sin razón, ya comenzó nada y estamos todos ya emocionados. Ahora sí.
Time to pull out all the stops! Show everyone why you're the best! Traveler, Paimon! Thanks for coming to support me! Don't you worry, I'm
Gracias por decir que soy el centro de atención, pero no me lo hagas notar tanto. Oh no, yo soy Xianling, tengo que encenderlo. ¿Dónde? ¿Cuál estufa? ¿Esta? Estufa. Listo. Deberían ser...
Which makes sense to contrast with the main dish. And I guess that's what Xinyan meant.
Es que creo que voy a darle un poco de azúcar, darle un poco de
But at the
sal.
same time, you have to end on a high note. So I think I'll add a little sugar to the crystal shrimp
El azúcar.
just to bring the flavor up a notch.
Bien, el señor Yanchao está todo perdido, miren, está desconcentrado, no sabe qué hacer.
Triple layered consomme is pretty bland to begin with.
So,
And I can't have two sides with the same texture. Luckily, the organizers have provided some very aromatic broth.
Una
It's
pizca de
just a
sal.
little too gentle. Okay, this is where Beto was right. A pinch of salt should do the trick. Junyun chili chicken is the main event. Can't afford to compromise too much here, but maybe some pepper will set it apart without alienating anybody.
Bobas, algo útil. Bueno, prende el fuego ya, con eso es suficiente.
Oh, Yanchao, he doesn't look so good.
¿En serio? ¿Qué pasó? Está perdido, mira. No está haciendo nada.
Whoa, what's this? Hold up. Things are taking an unexpected turn on the
No,
Masterful
no
chef's
quería hacer
stage.
eso, solo quería ver.
Xiangling's mysterious assistant appears to be aiding her opponent. Judges, are we going to allow this?
¿Qué es
We
esto?
knew in advance that Xiangling would be accompanied by a mysterious assistant, and the judges agreed that the two could be classed as one individual for the purposes of the competition. But what do we say to this?
Yanfei está viendo una laguna legal y está flipando en su cabeza, está todo explotando porque las leyes no lo previeron.
I take no issue with it. In any...
Oye, ve, ella está de acuerdo.
No competition would be complete without a little drama.
Sin drama.
Please allow me to explain to our host. Prior to the competition, the judges reviewed both contestants, and we can comfortably confirm that neither side is participating in a way that Xiangling is a highly accomplished chef, and her assistant is more like family to her. Xiangling prepares all of her own dishes herself.
Proporcionar fuego.
All that the
Gracias.
assistant will do is occasionally provide a fire source. I appreciate everyone's concerns. The presence of a mysterious assistant performing strange dance moves to cheerlead for Xiangling is a little unexpected. But the mysterious assistant has now started cheerleading for Smiley Yanchao too, demonstrating total
That's right. Boba's not really outside help. Boba just likes to watch people cook. I'm sure the only reason they went over there is to try to help Yanchao feel less nervous. I give you all my word, Boba will not interfere with the competition. And I would also say that it's a loss to the competition if Yanchao isn't at the top of his form.
Bueno, digamos que se comió el plato de Kekin, así que Kekin no está muy de acuerdo, pero ahí vamos.
I say that as someone who's eaten Yanchao's cooking at Wang Shuin before.
I see. Most amusing.
I have no objections. It's an honor and a
The judges and the official...
Yanchao, are you alright?
I don't know what's wrong with me. I've never been so nervous in my life. Look, my hands won't stop shaking.
Eso sí, ya estabas flipando ahí con tus manos, pero hay que entenderle un poco. Él estuvo en una cocina que es como un espacio cerrado, es un sótano dentro de ese edificio, así que mucha debe estar sufriendo. Pero a ver cómo sale de eso.
Easy. I've been there before. I can help. Try saying a tongue twister to...
Why my dad? That's a bit specific.
Because that's what I do.
Está dando secretos.
Uh,
Boba, cállate.
I guess I'll think of my mom then.
Nothing's being held up. I'm finished already.
Huh? Oh, right. Then I need to focus up and win this thing.
Eso, la mirada de tiburón.
There you go. That's the attitude we want. You're a very capable chef, Yanchao. So come on, show everyone what you're made of. Just like you showed us last time at Wang Shuin.
Oye, eso se puede tomar muy mal.
Yes. You're right. I can do this.
Si antes ya se estaban
I can do
reuniendo
this.
y no sabían los jueces, pues pueden tomar como, oye, te dejaré ganar, así como, y tú le estás ayudando, así que...
Thank you, Xiangling. And thanks to your... well, thanks. Time for me to get cooking.
El 3, 2, 2, no... Ya cocina. Gracias por esto, no quería
Time's up.
hacer yo el plato.
Both contestants have now finished cooking. I would like to invite them to present their dishes to the judges for evaluation.
Por favor, que sea uno de
We will
los...
proceed in the order that the contestants finished. Xiangling, please describe your dish.
My dish is Jiyun chili chicken with sides of triple-layered consomme and crystal shrimp.
¡Wow! Estela juró los 3 platos.
The theme is of earth and waterborne, which includes land and sea. In other words, my main dish, Jiyun chili chicken, is a combination of fowl and chilies. Triple-layered consomme also uses fowl, and its other ingredients are ham and bamboo shoots. These are also flavors from the mountains, but the crystal shrimp is made from a combination of rice, shrimp meat, and carrot.
Ya lo del camarón
A
sí
thin,
te lo sé del
translucent
mar y
skin
todo.
wraps diced carrot and a whole shrimp. Fresh shrimps are a gift from the ocean. Tightly wrapping them in a skin made from rice makes this dish a blend of land and sea, fresh with a hint of sweetness. It's the perfect note to end this course on.
Podrían hacer tipo poema con esto, pero yo no le estoy entendiendo nada. Yo no soy gastrónomo, me gusta comer y todo, porque es comida al final, pero...
Ooh, a strong delivery there from Xiangling. Let's see what our next contestant Yanchao has to say.
Vamos, sonriente Xiao... No, ¿cómo se llama? Xiaoli, no me acuerdo, pero vamos, tienes que conquistar a Xianling. Necesitamos un shipeo aquí. La comunidad necesita amor. Ha pasado el aniversario y no estamos muy contentos. Tenemos mal sabor de boca, así que...
My dish is Adeptus Temptation with a mint salad and golden shrimp balls. As Xiangling says, earth and water means land and sea. So birds, land animals, and seafood were also the ingredients I incorporated.
Ah, ya lo he entendido. Gracias por aflojarme.
Adeptus Temptation is a much-loved dish in Liyue, and as chef of Wangshuin, I've always been proud to offer this as the... It's a complex dish with very particular ingredients. Smoked ham, crab, fresh shrimp meat, and the mint salad is my first side. Cool and tender with a subtle sweetness. It's a perfect answer to the rich and strong flavors of the Adeptus Temptation. Golden shrimp balls is a time-honored classic loved by everyone. A hearty and wholesome broth, followed up with a shrimp ball. Oh, pure bliss.
Gracias a Dios no conozco estos platos, ni siquiera sé qué son, solo escuché pollo, camarones y albóndigas.
Paimon can smell it from all the way over here!
Gracias por tu opinión, Paimon.
Please sample the dishes.
Gracias, Paimon, por tu opinión.
Very impressive. Both contestants' dishes are well considered, expertly made, and truly delicious.
Voy a
I'm
dejar
gonna
que
have
termine
another
su-
golden shrimp. I shall have to sample both contestants' dishes once more before I can reach a verdict.
Oh, ya sé para qué va a ir tu punto. Muy bien, Kekin, lo que tú digas. Si tú apoyas al sonriente Xiao, yo lo apoyo. Yo lo apoyo.
Now, Xiangling has taken an interesting approach here. She's chosen a cold dish as her main. It's also a unique take on Jiyun chili chicken. Although the dish as a whole is served cold, the chili peppers have...
This Adeptus Temptation is quite exceptional. The triple-layer consomme is also a very...
Judges of the select panel, I will now ask you to consider your votes also. The organizing committee has selected today's audience judges, and they are now evaluating the dishes. Everyone who's been lucky enough to sample today's dishes, please consider and cast your vote independently.
Quiero ceder mi voto. Quiero ceder mi voto a Paimon, pues se lo merece.
How are we not involved in this? Why didn't they pick us to be judges?
No, ¿quién dice que no?
Paimon has buckets of passion and oodles of expertise when it comes to food. If they don't want Paimon, it's their loss.
Bueno, yo diría lo mismo, te cocinaré algo más tarde.
For all the chefs there are in the world, and for...
Ya, tranquila, Paimon, tu voz me está poniendo nervioso.
Thank you all for waiting. All votes have been received and counted, and the results have been I now invite Ningguang to take the floor and announce the results of the Masterful Chef's
¿En
Finals.
serio? ¿No nos han invitado? Me siento excluido en un juego donde debería estar totalmente incluido.
It is my pleasure to announce that...
Vamos, sonriente Xiao. ¿Qué quién te apoyó? Tienes mi voto.
By a mere 1 vote margin, Xiangling
Yo quería el sonriente Xiao. Pero ya sabes, si algún día los dos iniciaran algo, ya sabremos quién tendría los pantalones.
What? How is it so close?
Well, there it is.
It was a close contest, but we have a winner. Liyue harbors, there can only be one winner. But the fact that this was so close shows just how much both of these out. A big thank you to all the audience for being here today, especially those who have come from far and wide.
Thank you all for coming. Until next time.
Bueno, al menos el sonriente Xiao ahora puede cobrar más porque es el segundo campeón y muy reñido, o sea, es casi como ganar, así que puede cobrar.
Please exit the venue in an orderly fashion and remember to take all of your.
Come on, let's go over and take.
Al final pensé que iba a pasar algo, pero Sí, Kekin. ¡Ah! Se siente mal, Kekin. No, Kekin, ¿qué hiciste? ¿Qué hiciste, Kekin? ¿Dónde está? Ah, ya se fue. ¿Qué hizo Kekin? Su mirada no. Siempre en estos juegos que te dan una pista es para que la
Looks like I
pienses.
won this time, Yanchao. But
Sure, I'll have a
Comparten la comida. Ahorita le van a ofrecer unas fresas. Cuidado.
truly exquisite.
This is...
Well, just go.
No, you got me all wrong. We're just a small neighborhood restaurant too, so I totally understand. Food is life.
Is that right? Huh. I'd heard you'd gotten famous for your experimental approach to cooking.
The same goes for you. You can't work in an inn kitchen unless you know how to consistently please customers.
You're the kind of competition I'm
Ya,
glad to have.
tranquilas, consíganse un
You got
cuarto.
it. And next time we meet as competitors,
All right, deal.
Para ellos los concursos de comida va a ser como citas.
Traveler, Paimon, thanks for coming. Don't even go there. Paimon's still peeved.
Yo igual estoy enojado, no me invitaron.
I can't believe it. You didn't get picked? Well, never mind. Don't get mad. I'll make some more for you when we get back.
El daño ya está hecho. El daño.
You will? Oh,
Váyanse a comer
the
la
organizer said that Yanchao and I need to go register our delivery addresses. Apparently, they're gonna deliver an exclusive. I'll come find you guys after. Xiangling seems real. Looks like Kuching and Ningguang left already. As the organizers, they must have gone to wrap up some last minute.
Sí, esa era la principal. Esto ni siquiera importaba. Esto es relleno de la misión. Lo importante es la piedra. Ahora sí, ¿dónde está la piedra? ¡Oh! No, Kekin. ¿Qué? Contigo quería hablar, Kekin. ¿Qué hiciste, Kekin?
Kuching, there you are.
Bueno, qué ching también.
Oh, you found me.
¿Era que ching? ¿No era Kekin? Bueno, no importa.
Huh? Is everything okay?
Qué ching parece pensativo.
Traveler, I have found myself in something of a predicament.
Un predicamento. Una especie de aprieto, como lo
In the
traducen.
competition, I voted for Smiley Yanchao.
Pero está bien, estaba bien.
So you're frustrated because you can't go back and vote for Xiangling instead?
No, that's not it. As a judge, I had a duty to remain objective. I made my decision after thinking about it very carefully. Xiangling is my friend. So by right, but as you know, I voted based purely on my personal opinion. As a contestant, Xiangling may not be able to appreciate this. And I do not know how to deal with people of her temperament. I just don't know how to break it to her.
No sé si eso está bien o mal, pero alargaron una subtrama de una subtrama. Podían hacerlo hecho diferente como, la misión de los concursos de comida. Y ya, tranquilo quedaba. Pero han hecho de la trama de la roca, la subtrama de la comida, la subtrama de la amiga, siendo amigas Kekin y Xianlin, así que... No lo sé, Rick, algo está...
It's no big deal. Just say it however comes naturally. Xiangling of all people isn't bothered about that kind of stuff. And anyway, she still won in the end.
Xianlin lo escuchó todo. Tum, tum, tum.
Oh, hey, here you are.
Ah, no
I've
escuché
been
nada.
looking for you for ages.
Bueno, Xianlin escuchando algo ya sería una
Xiangling.
sorpresa.
There's something I need to tell you.
Vamos, que King, eres el 5 estrellas más infravalorado de todo. De todos los 5 estrellas. Dilo.
What is it?
My grandfather always said to me, in contests of food, always follow your heart. Which is to say that in gastronomical disputes, or indeed competitions, of course, that was just my grandfather's opinion. But I have to say, so, despite the fact that I am your friend, I cast my vote for Smiley Yanchao's Adeptus Temptation.
A las albóndigas de camarón dorado.
Well, maybe it was. I like golden shrimp balls. Is that a problem?
Sí, hay un problema. No te he invitado unas.
You were acting so serious that I honestly thought something was up. It's fine. Doesn't bother me one bit.
Huh?
You voted for who you wanted to, and that's totally okay. In fact, that's exactly how it should be. Otherwise, how could it be a fair competition? So, you made a point of telling me. Is that because you were worried that it made you a bad friend?
Suena un poco gay, pero...
Don't be absurd.
Didn't I say already? I love this about you. You're just so conscientious about everything. Half-baked feedback just isn't meaningful to me at this stage. Seeking reassurance is what novices do, and it's been a long time since I was a novice. The way forward from today will only get more challenging, as will the dishes I'll need to cook. Honestly, I'll need friends like you. You have a strong sense of responsibility, Kuching.
Sí,
That's what
adoras a
Ningguang-
Kuching,
So you
adoras a
see,
Kuching.
Ningguang's kind of bold in that she doesn't let her identity and reputation get in the way of her ability to have a good time. You could take a leaf out of her
No
book.
tienes que ser estricta contigo
Traveler.
mismo. Qué ching.
Xiangling, anyway, what are we standing around here for? Let's go and check on the status of the stove god
Gracias,
statue.
por fin volvemos a la...
Oh,
trama
yeah! Paimon had nearly forgotten about that.
principal. Vámonos. Pensé que iba a ser más adornado el Ligüe. Por eso del festival veo unas cuantas... y
Time to go.
ya está, no hay mucho. Link. Ah, antes de... tengo... No. Ah, tengo para esto y tengo para Mora. 2. O Mora directamente. No importa. Se debe escuchar el teclado. Tengo que cambiar eso. Yo creo que se podría escuchar el teclado. ¿Dónde? Oh, Jutao. ¿Dónde está Songli?
Seems like the old ways are the most
No, esta es la
reliable
misión de
after
Jutao.
all. Mung,
Nah,
trust me, they're going to work wonders. Clients in need come to our door
Pero si en su
and write
misión
down their
decía no
commissions
acercarse
on blank
al
wooden
gremio de
tiles.
aventureros, no
Then
aquí.
I fulfill the requests written on each tile to make sure our clients are set. Although,
no, Director. I'm not asking about the wooden tiles themselves, but
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor should keep up
Si
with
no
the
atraemos a los
times.
clientes, poco a
Just
poco nos
think about
quedaremos
it.
sin ninguno.
If we don't attract new clients, we'll be left with nothing, won't we?
Créeme, los clientes, por más que quieran, seguirán viniendo. O sea, seguirán llegando.
Business development is a crucial element of every prosperous enterprise. I put up posters just like all the other shops, but the Millilith promptly removed them.
Oye, eso ya es pasarse. Eso ya es pasarse.
Then I organized the Wangsheng Visitors Day, but no one showed up.
Well, that doesn't come as a huge surprise.
And finally, I discovered that the traditional ways are the most reliable So now, I go from door to door looking for people and organizations willing to cooperate. The other method I'm trying is using the wooden tiles as coupons, just by writing things like, buy one, get one free for the holder of this tile on them.
Un 2 por 1.
What do they buy and what do they get?
A solid and durable second home, of course. Well, they may not need it right away, but they can be sure that when they do, it will still be as good as new. It won't start deteriorating before you finish doing so yourself. That's the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor quality guarantee.
No,
alright, Monk, keep adding those special offers to the wooden tiles. Oh, I get it is true, but in doing so... Let me do some market research. Wait,
Paimon already told you we're not your assistants!
Bueno, tal vez ahí estamos en desacuerdo, Paimon.
Guess we got dragged into somebody else's business again. Let's look around while she's away.
Vámonos. Investigo los alrededores de para esperar ese puto. Creo que estaba al otro lado, así que di toda una vuelta en vano. Y avancé la misión de Futao, así que no es tan malo, pero es que oye, se pasa.
Time to go.
Ahora sí, por fin la roca. Esta es la famosa roca del señor de las
It hasn't changed one bit.
Y es una roca.
This doesn't make any sense. We cooked our hearts out. Does this mean the competition wasn't enough to awaken the statue?
Oh well. I suppose it was simply not meant to be.
¿De qué te decepcionas? Es solo una roca.
Yeah, we've waited this long already. There's no harm in waiting a little longer. Right, Xiangling?
Yep, there's still time. Let's be patient. On another note, I have some good news for you, Kuching. Things are looking optimistic for that recipe you gave me. Master came by before the competition and filled in the parts that we're missing. So now I'll be able to cook it. In fact, I'll go find somewhere to make it right now. Wait here.
Xiangling.
Oh,
No, quería ver eso
Traveler,
todo.
could you come with me? Huh? You only just beat Smiley Yanchao. You think you're up for challenging us already?
Podemos preparar 100 platos en menos de 10 minutos. Yo también soy un pato.
Obviously not what I meant. You collect recipes, don't you? I thought you'd probably be needing this dish during your travels, so I figured I'd share it with you.
Este festival sirve para algo.
Oh, right! Paimon knew that. Sheesh, we totally misread that situation.
Dijo algo diferente, no lo escuché, pero algo de situation y aquí se metimos la pata. Amo la traducción.
Jeez, careful eating your words so fast. You'll give yourself heartburn. What are you staring at me for?
No, me sigo perdiendo
Come
los,
on, cook it on with your
momentos de
cooking.
King. En la grabación voy a poner un clip o algo. Voy a poner. Oh. Panecillos con carne. ¿Dónde hay una cocina aquí? Denme un pedazo de fuego, solo necesito eso. Bueno, ni modo. Iré hasta el teleporte. Luego me tepearé otra vez y seré más feliz. El plato se llama aumenta la producción del escudo. No, más escudos. Panecillos de maíz con carne picante. Ok, no eres lo único que le va bien los platos. 20 minutos. No voy a cocinar más.
It's done! So this is what the dish from the recipe looks like. Let's go give it to Kuching.
Mine's ready too. Let's go together.
Vamos a preguntarle. Un poco, ¿cómo se llama? Un poco predecible porque justo está mostrando un plato antiguo. El señor de las hornillas es un dios antiguo. Como que las cosas coinciden demasiado bien. Pero es 10 y 20. A ver cómo nos va. Quiero terminar esta misión. De ahí lo corto. Le meto un montón de memes y ya con eso sale el video. Para el otro canal. Porque este pues, es para cosas sin edición.
The traveler and I made one each. Here, have a taste while it's still warm.
Es una mini
Thank
competencia.
you. Don't mind if I do.
Momento que chin captado en cámara. Voy a poner aquí el meme de esos ojos, esos malditos ojos.
What is it? What does that face mean?
Y le sale el ratatouille y vuelve a su infancia.
This flavor. I've tasted it before.
Volvió a su infancia.
Apologies. Zhongling, Traveler, thank you both. This is everything I had hoped it would be. It tastes wonderful and quite amazingly. Somehow it took me right back to my childhood.
Really? That's awesome! I didn't have a chance to fully explain before. In fact, when Master had filled in the missing parts of the recipe for me, You already knew? You mean you were... Uh-huh. My dad taught me how to make it.
O sea que tu padre y su abuelo eran capos.
But isn't this dish from Kuching's grandpa's notes, though?
¿Imaginas que sean primas?
About that. I do not believe that this recipe was my grandfather was a well-known real estate tycoon in Liyue, and also a scholar. As a child, I used to spend a lot of time with him in his study. We'd read the classics together, then debate how much of it was actually genuine, and whether Rex Lapis was real or not. He used to say, books are just a bridge that bring us a little closer to history. It's up to those of us in later generations to ask these questions.
No hay mejor historia que la que
Since
vives.
then, my grandfather has passed on, and I've grown up to become a Chising. For me, the name Rex Lapis is inextricably wound up with memories of my grandfather. As I said earlier, this recipe came from those same notes. It's an ancient dish that he was still. Each time he tried cooking it, he'd always get me to have a taste while it was still warm. The memories. This really is the taste of my childhood.
Tranquila, me vas a hacer llorar.
Ancient dish? Are cornbread buns really that old? Well, at least in my family it is. My dad, we call them chili minced cornbread buns. They're a traditional folk food snack, easy to pack up and take with you on the road. So they're the perfect thing to... Seeing Guoba just reminded me of something. I actually made this dish on the day...
How did you first meet?
Me da miedo su cara. Parece... Incluso pareciera que tuviera 4 ojos.
It was in a cave in the mountains.
No lo digo como
I
insulto.
ducked inside to get out of the rain and saw an
arriba.
offering table in there, so I put the cornbread buns I'd brought with me on it.
Cueva en las montañas. Altar de ofrendas.
Then I ended up falling asleep, and when I woke up, I found out that Guoba had eaten every last one. Guoba followed me around ever since. We're practically family now.
O sea, aquí él apareció en un altar.
Hold up! Stop the conversation. Look! The stone!
No. No, ¿por qué?
It burst open!
El patrono de las hornillas es Guoba.
It's...
Guoba? What are you... What? Nada?
¿Por qué un ser como tú es un dios? Bueno, no han dicho que sea un dios, pero es alguien poderoso.
I see the chili mince cornbread buns have been served.
Master! Granny, look! The stone god statue looks just
indeed it does. After all,
Guoba
is the deity you've been searching for,
buscando.
God of the stove.
Porque Guoba es para lo único que sirve, para prender hornillas.
Guoba is a god?
Cuando lo dijeron bien, ¿es un dios?
You asked me if a sufficiently festive atmosphere would be enough to reawaken the stove god. The stove god has always been a deity with great affection for the people, and passion can be a technique, a skill, something derived from it. Masterful chefs is wonderfully exciting, but it is more an exercise of passion. But just now, when Kuching ate this dish she had longed for, a deeply held desire was fulfilled. As well as receiving an answer to her question, the enormous power unleashed by the fulfillment of this desire resonated with the stove god's statue and caused it to manifest once more the form it took in the past.
Bueno, Kichin, lo volviste a hacer. Eres la habitante de Liyue más perfecta que hay. Así que, mis respetos.
Of course, the stove god himself is not contained within the statue. The true stove god has been here with us all along. How does it feel, seeing a statue of yourself from your glory days?
¿Te puedes comunicar con Guoba?
Wait, what happened? Did Guoba used to be different from now?
Guoba es un dios.
Yes. Back in his day, your Guoba was once the but all the wisdom and power he had then, he has since surrendered.
A god surrendering their power to the soil.
The kinds of trials and tribulations that a land can face are far more than you can. The threat of disaster will never fully disappear from Liyue. Even woes that he once walked with you over the barren plains until you arrived at last. It was his hand that lit the very first street lamp of Liyue. You mortals no longer remember him, but back in the
O sea, él era el que les ha dado la comida. ¡Ah, cinemática!
Marchosius, god of the stove, born from a spark when stone struck stone. He was a god with a great love for humanity and their well-being. Millennia ago, the people sought to expand their city. They built a dwelling on the plains and called it the Gweli Assembly. The stove god cared greatly for the people, turning himself into minions who went into every home, fostering food and solidarity alike. Alas, their home was taken by a flood.
No.
The waters ravaged the Gweli Assembly and forced the people back south to Liyue Harbor. Though the distance was not far, the journey was plagued by a terrible storm. For a dozen days, the Adepti stayed by their side. During this time, the stove god cooked an ancient delicacy, flatbread with a meat sauce to stave off the cold and damp, fit for those on the move.
Creó el pan. Él creó el pan.
Centuries later, disaster and plague arose once more. The stove god would appear no longer, for he placed all of his power into the land itself to quell the calamities. His power expended, and his wits greatly reduced. Thus his body decreased in size. By the time he parted ways with us, he wasn't even the height of a human. He told Rex Lapis and I of the dishes that bring joy and of the secrets of the flame, then went into the mountains and entered into a long slumber.
No, quería ver cómo se
The stove god departed, and Guoba was born. When he awoke, he ate the chiliman's cornbread buns placed on the offering table by a young lady in yellow. Though he did not remember the past, he was profoundly moved and decided to follow this young lady thereafter. The stove god had quietly disappeared, but the vendors rose early to hawk their wares. People went out to buy goods, lit their stoves, and cooked food, just as they had done every day for as long as they could remember.
A pesar de que es comercio, son muy gastronómicos.
In Liyue, things have always been this way.
Guoba es uno de los grandes dioses como los adeptos.
Nature provides, the mountains rejoice. We are blessed by heaven's good grace.
¿Quién es ella?
Years have gone by. The world has transformed, but our way of life survives.
Está frutal, el de hielo, el de agua, y Tiki,
Fame and fortune is only a season. It is the moment that we should embrace.
¿Quién con alguien?
Past meets present. Heritage becomes legacy. Long into the future may we thrive.
¿Quién también? ¿Quién siempre se ve bien por personas?
You once told me that dining is the profoundest of customs in the human world. To eat, it is a matter of paramount importance, you said.
No puede afrontar el
For people
arduo
cannot
viaje
face
con
the
el
art
estómago
of a
vacío.
humble meal of maize and spring water is also my
No hablen
dear
más de
friend.
comida.
Liyue has changed so.
Guoba,
Oye,
this
de
is
noche.
kind of a huge deal. Why didn't you say anything?
Tal vez porque no dice nada. No puede hablar.
He is not who he once was. Even the powers...
Oh,
Guoba, but...
Xiangling.
Do not be saddened, Xiangling. There are two sides to everything. Guoba may have lost many of his former faculties, but
sobrevivió a la
he is
guerra
now as carefree as can be,
y
without a single worry in the whole world.
gracias a él ahora todo está bien, o sea, por lo que le he entendido, él ha fortalecido la tierra y no lo especifican, pero yo digo que tal vez puede ser parte de la fuerza que contiene a esos dioses debajo del mar. Que después todo debajo del mar hay tierra, pues no tendría sentido que su cárcel sea agüita, así que... Boba se ha flipado.
In this world we inhabit, who can truly be said to live a life free of, but he has gone further than us. So since you are it,
Xiangling, you have an adeptal affinity. The moment he awoke, he was met with the familiar flavor in the chili mince cornbread. After all that time, he still recognized the dish he had invented, and he approved of you as the one who had cooked it.
O sea que ella es ahora su dios.
That's right. The taste of one's home cuisine always brings back memories of home.
You may be the first person in history to give the stove god the experience of being a satisfied customer. That makes you quite a remarkable chef.
La experiencia de ser un cliente satisfecho.
If that's true, I couldn't be happier. Because...
Well then, it's getting late and I still have
Sí,
things
por favor, ya tengo hambre.
Xiangling, thank you all very much. I look forward to spending more time together in the future.
No me importa si shimpean a Keichin con Xianlin. Yo quiero ships porque alegra. Eso siempre trae en parte toxicidad, pero casi nunca es superior. Así que muy bien, te esperaremos.
My dad's probably heard the good news already, but I should still go catch up with. He thinks about you all the time, you know. He's always talking.
Oh, goodness me. Then, off we go then. Let's
Por favor, que haya acabado. No, ya, de una vez. De una vez acabaremos esto. Quiero largarme de acá. Antes.
Time to go.
Tenía que mandar un mensajito.
Follow the wind.
Vamos, cárgasela. Uy, qué rápida es la abuela.
Hi, Dad. I'm back.
Adiós, Goba. Extrañaremos. No, de verdad no.
Guoba's taken off.
Goba dejó a Xiangling por... Hong Li, ¿qué haces aquí?
Oh, it's you.
No.
Hello there, old friend.
Era su cuate.
Oh, bless my soul. Are you out for a stroll as well?
Given the season, it felt fitting to take a leisurely walk while the meal is being prepared.
Quite right. And it also gave us the chance to run into you. Guoba may not recognize you, but as ever, he seems quite delighted to see.
So, Guoba doesn't remember anything?
Friendship will always withstand the ravages of time. Traveler, what do you think of the name of this festival? Moon Chase. The moon is a carrier of countless emotions. So many things only seem to surface as we gaze up beneath its poignant glow. Fond memories of those no longer with us. Debts of gratitude to old friends. The meaning of ages past and gone. All wrapped up in the city that has existed for so many moons to date.
Lo que tú digas, Only. Siempre tienes la razón.
All these things and more. They are why people chase the moon.
No, dudo mucho que la gente persiga la luna, pero entiendo que es poético, así que no lo entiendo.
In old age, the sight of many things puts one in a wistful mood. But children are always a beautiful sight to see.
Para bien o para mal, siempre es un espectáculo.
Such exuberant life force. It seems to well up from deep within the land itself. A land that has been in existence for so many. Traveler, this Moon Chase Festival has been all the more entertaining with you here to witness it.
Ella no entiende. Sabe que soy el centro del universo y me lo dice así con indirectas, pero no directo.
Now, let's have Xiangling brew us a nice pot of tea. We shall drink and chat at our leisure.
Vamos. Sí, por fin. 60 en general. ¿Hay más? Ok, creo que eso es todo. Oh. Ah, esa es de la preservadora de Ultima, que ver. El festival de la luna se acabó. En busca de los tesoros. Falta uno en 2 días. Y retrocesitos. Me falta el tercero. Bueno, entre 2 días. Posiblemente haga un directo para guardar la grabación. Porque ya estoy cansado de tener un OBS. Y hay alguien aquí, pues la vida se pone mejor. A mí me daba flojera la historia, así que me puse a ver unos gameplays, llegué hasta cierta parte y ahí me quedé. Y lo continué aquí. Okay. Ah, tengo que preparar para el rey de las alas doradas. ¿Es verdad? Historia Intica. Esta hay que apuntar. Bueno, mañana, o sí, dentro de 2 días, probablemente haga las misiones y de paso esto. Ah, no tengo que pasar por el gremio. Sí, esta era la misión entonces, no era la de Jutao. Esas misiones avanzo sin querer. Me encuentro aquí. Justo aquí había tenido que venir por eso. Y ya que estoy aquí, pues meteremos suerte a esto. Ya le metí como 50 a esto. Pero otros 10, no sé. No es suficiente inventario. ¿Sobre qué? Pero nunca me avisan eso. Armas, artefactos. Intuyo que son los artefactos. A ver, métele. Si me dan defensa voy a seguir aumentando, pero si no, si me dan algo mejor, pues le meto hasta que me queden los morados. 34, no, sigue. Un poquito más. Último. Vamos. Bueno, el maestro elemental. Sale escalado. Bueno, metí el juego. Voy a de una vez a aplicar a esto porque tengo hambre y... Vamos, algo bueno. Morados, algo bueno. Guía. Espada sangrienta. Fría. Ya no espero nada de este banner. Así que si me dan algo... No, ya no uso Rosaria yo, al menos en el nuevo plan que yo voy a tener, ya no uso Rosaria. Me sirve hasta Chinkyu o Kaeya. Kaeya es súper... Bueno, me se queda. Acá. Este. Aumenta el nivel de habilidad de confesión impronunciable hasta aquí. Yo lo voy a ir dejando por acá. Yo creo que ahí se termina. No tengo diarias, no tengo nada. La resina lo he gastado bastante. Solo me permiten hacer uno más. Vamos. Tengo hambre. Sintetiza. No, ya tengo. Lo dejo acá. Si alguien algún día ve esto, pues se alegre de que haya llegado hasta acá. Y eso es todo. Yo voy a continuar y a ver si esta vez lo puedo mantener, porque antes me entré a 2 universidades y de ahí ya no lo logré. Ahí se queda. Ahí se queda. Ahora déjenme ver si esto se puede... Ahí está, finalizar. Adiós.